Hello, our beautiful souls. You got Joanne and Elizabeth here with World's Cup of Joe. Awaken your soul. If you found this channel, welcome, my loves. You got both divine feminines in permanent relating experiences with our twin flames. We're permanently balancing this connection daily, and we help other beautiful souls do the same. The cool thing about this connection is it's all energy. And even though the mind is truly like having a hard time balancing this and it's really painful, we both have been there and we both are in it with all of you. Like when we say we're all in this and together, we're all in this together, my loves. And so many beautiful souls thank us like, oh my gosh, thank you. Because of you, I'm now balancing my connection. Oh my gosh, thank you. Because of you, I'm now in a permanent relating experience with my twin flame. Because of you, my twin flame is coming in. Because of you, my twin flame can't stay away from me. Because of you, I get this connection. Because of you, I'm no longer in pain. Because of you, I'm in this place of peace. This is the reason why we do what we do every single freaking day, my loves. We do this every day because we want so many beautiful souls that have gone through the pain, anguish, and great things in this journey that we all went through, me and Elizabeth went through. We want them to be able to shift through it and fly in their journey. So if you found this channel, your soul knew you were ready for these truths. Your soul knew that you are ready to start balancing your connection so that you can be in this union energy, so that you can be in a permanent relating experience with your twin flame if you so choose. So welcome all you beautiful souls. Okay, so let me go ahead and get us started. The question is, my person stares into my eyes and it's silent, but I feel it. He doesn't need to say anything. Can you girls maybe explain if you've had this experience? So I would say that the no words needed to say anything is pretty accurate. I would say that those are when you're being. If you can be still with your person and not need them to say anything, I would say you are present enough to recognize that you are in this very still moment together. So even though they're silent and don't need to say anything, it feels like they already are speaking. This is why so many beautiful souls who are or were in separation, they come back together and it's like they never left. It's because their souls are always speaking. Well, even in balancing, when they come back into your space, your soul's always been speaking. When in separation, when you're together, when you're experiencing the stillness, it's always the same unspoken words that are constantly always speaking. You're constantly being updated. You're constantly in alignment with each other because you're both in the same vibrational knowing. And so when you say like, I don't have to say a word and I could feel it and it's enough, that is soul, that is the oneness. And to tap into that with your person in the physical is freaking epic, my love. So I'm very, very proud of you, because so many people get lost in the physical attributes of their person and they get lost in their mind with their person, that they lose themselves and are no longer present with their person. And when you can sit still, be still, and just be with your person, you don't need them to say anything. And it is enough. We can sit next to each other. We can sit still and not have to talk. We don't have to interact. We don't have to engage. And it is enough, because we are literally the same being, same essence. And it's that oneness where words are not needed. And Elizabeth mentioned this, and I think it's so spot on. And you might have to explain it again, because I know the way you explained it, love, was so like much easier to understand. But she was saying, when you have to engage with other people and you're using words, you're then now having to take in other people's energy and you're having to meet them in mind.
So the other day I was driving and I was like, man, every time I'm around my kids, if they're in a bad mood, I'm now taking on their mind energy. And now to almost like engage and interact with them, I'm having to get in mind to do so. And so I was thinking about it and was like, now I totally get why people choose solitude. And then it got me thinking about, like Buddhist monks. And I was like, wow, they get to sit in silence with each other and they're never introducing other people's mind energies into their daily experiences when they are doing the vow of silence. And if they're doing that together, then they don't have to take on these other energies. Because seriously, every time we engage or interact, whether it's a friend that's asleep, whether even it's around maybe awakened people that are spiritual, there's still a lot of times that they are going about their day through the subconscious, right? There are very, very few people. I say this all the time. What's the difference between spiritual leaders like Jesus and Buddha and everybody else currently that are spiritual teachers or even just regular beings? The difference is these spiritual leaders were able to conquer the mind, right? They were able to conquer the mind. So your average person that you're engaging with on a day-to-day basis, on an hourly basis, on a minute-by-minute basis, they're doing so through lower levels of energy. And so when you're around that, you are then going into your own lower levels of energy and being in mind to engage, because minds are thoughts, right? Thoughts are mind. Even putting together sentences and all that, you're using the mind. So it's really hard for most to stay present and fully in a place of observer when they're talking, because they start getting enraptured in the story. So for example, the day that I was driving my daughter to school, the mind was getting lost in her bad mood. Well, why is she in a bad mood? What could I have done different? You see, I wasn't the observer. I had to shift and become conscious and tell myself, hold on, this is her bad mood. I'm going to be conscious and I'm going to be present, and I'm going to not allow her energies to dominate and overtake me. So it's really this intentional focus of always staying conscious when it's so easy to become subconscious with conversations and interacting with others.
Yeah. And so to be in being mode with your person where words are not needed, you're actually in the oneness together. And so this is hard to explain, but like this is what our people feel when they come to us, is this oneness. When me and Elizabeth say they don't know how to find this peace on their own, they crave it through you. It's that energy. It's like we know we're enmeshed with our person because we can see them godlike, right? Well, our people are immersed in our journey and our connection through the energy. And so when they're brought in and like pulled in without any rhyme or reason.
Well, it's Joanne, it's what I say to a lot of people on calls is like, we are the one place of peace. And it's because we're the one person in their lives that can meet them without expectations, preference, and judgment. And to break that down even further, I shared in another video about how the mind had an expectation of my person doing me a favor after he'd asked me for a favor himself. And it was like, when I was able to balance and be like, no, it's okay that you're not able to do it. I was thinking just now when we're talking, anyone else he would have had that conversation with, like if he was talking to a family member, a coworker, whoever it would be, it's sort of like any kind of request they have an expectation. So when they come to us and we can be that impartial observer, regardless of what they say to us, it's like they know they can come and talk to us about anything. They know they can tell us anything without being judged and without having this burden of responsibility that other people in their lives give them, that everybody else in their lives give them. Because let's be real, every single other person they're engaging with has expectations of them, has preferences and judgment to how they are living their lives, and we don't. So we get to give them the peace of soul through our interactions and through our energy when we are aligned. It's a beautiful gift that we get to give them.
Yeah. And it's like a higher level of balancing when you can get to the space of just being with your person. There's no words and no logic or thoughts being presented. It's just being. And that's the peace. That's the energy. They crave the heck out of that. When I try to understand my connection with my person, because I like to look at it with a microscope for all of you guys, I'll ask him to try to explain to me what draws him into me. Like when I told this in videos, it's like he wants to sniff my hair because he has to get a whiff of me, a piece of me. And he said, and again, my person is not awakened the way we are, us divine feminines. Our divine masculines are not awakened, so they don't have the terminology the way we are as awakened ones. But the way he said it is like, it's like magic. It's like words can't express what causes them to be pulled in. It just is like a calling from inside. It's not logic. It's the opposite of mind, which is soul. And that's why words are not needed. That's why when we tell you guys this isn't a connection filled with desire where you have to be all over your person. Yes, you can have the intimacy, but it's also enough to just be next to each other. And in the beginning, when we were balancing our people, we didn't just jump into the intimacy. We went straight into being. We had to be. We had to be. We were driving in our cars and watching the road, being with them. And so when you say you can be and sit still with your person and words aren't needed, you're not asking questions, because questions again are from mind. You're just present with your person. You're literally emanating this place of peace, place of soul, the place where they crave the heck out of you. And it's not through mind. There is no logic, no desire. It is pure neutrality. It's pure being. It's in the oneness, and it's enough. And it's so cool, loves. Like that energy is so magnetic to your person because they feel it too. They feel it too. They can't explain it or describe it. We might be able to explain it a little bit better than they can because we're awakened. All they know is they're being pulled in. All they know is it just makes sense. And there's not even any reason. They're just there. They're just there. It makes me think of that day where Elizabeth was high vibing in her crazy like walks in like, what is it, 6 o'clock in the morning, love? And he came barging in from the gym. What is that? How does that happen? How the soul just bring itself instantaneously? And it is through the energy. It's the energy of no rhyme or reason, and soul simply has to be with itself because it just is, and it's enough. And it's like being still with yourself, because if you think about it, really, when you're by yourself and you're being, you don't really have a lot of words to say to yourself, right? You get out from work and you're sitting in the couch or you're sitting in the car. Have you guys ever noticed when you're sitting in the car, before you go in the house, you just want a little piece of solitude before you walk in the house and take in everyone else's energy? You're in silence. You're in solace. You're in solitude, and there's no words. You're not sitting around talking to yourself before you go and talk to everyone else. You're being, and your person is you. So there are no words needed when you're together. It's the only time you're ever really being. Like when I'm around a lot of people, and I had that from the last few weeks during the holidays. I was around a lot of people. It's just so much energy, so much energy, so much energy. I couldn't wait to just go home to my person because I get to be for real. I get to be for real. There's no words needed. It just is. And I'm able to just experience myself. No words needed. And this is the video that I really want you all to shift through and feel into. This is how you can go beyond desire, my loves. On the other side of desire is stillness. And the other side of desire is being. On the other side of desire is this place of neutrality where your person doesn't need to validate you, speak words to you for you to know that you are one, and it is enough. It's really cool, and I'm so proud of this beautiful soul who started experience it. You'll find more of those the more and more you're out of mind, the more you're in soul and being with your person. This is being still with your person, and every experience where you can catch each moment together. This is truly being in the now, and your person's there too. That's just the byproduct of your alignment. We love you guys so much. We hope you have an amazing day. Bye, love.
Bye, love.